It is still like ice in Cape Town. Still got the gloves on. Feel like I'm a racing driver. Guys, I'm going to kick this off again with insurance. I put this car, I put the GLA 200 diesel, okay, into Hippo, and out popped 10 different quotes. I got $898 as sort of the cheapest one. I love it. It's so easy, guys. I'm doing this for all the videos because I actually do find it interesting. Can you hear that? That's a fun vibe. I'm in what is now the facelifted Mercedes Benz GLA. Now, if you are, I don't know, like absolutely desperate for an SUV and desperate for a Mercedes Benz, but you sort of are like, oh, I don't know, Mercedes Benz is too expensive, you are not wrong. But this will be your entry level into it. Okay, this is how you get into the SUV world that is Mercedes Benz. I can't afford to get into this world, but so many of you can, apparently. I see a lot of you on the road. I find these tops to be great like this, like cool, I'm not going to lose it. But now I need to put it back on. Oh, obviously when I'm showing you, it worked so easily. Normally, I'm like struggling and I'm like, oh my gosh, close. But that's obviously not happening right now. Okay, well, serves me right. So, you've got a new front and back end, a modernized sort of signature lighting. There's a new blue color on this Merc. I'm in the white one, so not as exciting, fine. And then there's obviously a whole bunch of new wheel designs as well. Inside, okay, you can get this double screen sort of beautiful. I love it. I love how simple and sleek it is. I've got a treadmill that looks quite similar to this, just not over the top. I love it. So it's either a 10.25 inch with like a 7.5 inch or something for the instrument cluster, or you can get two 10.25. So you've got two big screens sort of for your infotainment and instrument cluster. It's really like high tech in here. It's all like way above my head for most of it, but I have spent some time sort of going through it, and again, once you familiarize yourself with things, it does sort of help. I just always think it's over the top. I don't think it's always that necessary until I start finding things that I like. So one such thing is, so you've got 3 different sort of modes up here on your screen. So you've got classic, sport, and understated. I keep it in understated. I love because it kind of gives you the most like minimal information. Sport is like all like red and all those kinds of things, and then classic kind of just gives you all the relevant information that you need. But I love the look of this. I also love, obviously it's got ambient lighting and everything, but you can choose the color of your screen here. There's just so many options to sort of individualize your car, which I suppose is very important to people. I'm okay being a little bit of a sheep on things. I don't care if I look the same as everybody else. But you know, I find this interesting because I was going through all of this, and it's kind of for me like a cell phone when, you know, when you upgrade, and now, especially like back in the old days, now I find like all that they're also like sort of similar, but back in the day when you went from like, I don't know, Nokia something watt to a BlackBerry and then to an iPhone, I didn't do that, I stuck with Android. This reminds me of that. Like everything in here, like it takes time to figure it out. Like what does everything mean? Like, do you need it? Like, is it going to make your life easier? Probably. So it's also got wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto now, extra USB-C port, all the important things. Now the petrol engine has mild hybrid technology on it. I'm in the diesel, so that doesn't have that. This has a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo diesel. It is sending power to the front wheels via an 8-speed dual clutch transmission. You get 110 kilowatts of power and 320 newton meters of torque. From an efficiency point of view, you could, I think it's like claimed at around 5.1 something liters, so which is really good. The petrol with mild hybrid technology is in the 6s. With that said, I've been sitting at around 8. We know I drive like a hooligan. I'd like it to be better. But if I was going to get a GLA, I'd get a diesel. Here's a little quick thing. I'm stuck behind a learner driver. Don't be mean, people. Don't hoot. Okay? Even though it could drive you mad. So like the power delivery is smooth. It's, you know, oomphy enough. And even though like this is the sort of entry level, it still feels obviously very premium in here. I also quite enjoy the space. As you know, Luca's car seat is in here. he's still got enough legroom, and so does the passenger, which is not always the case. Boot is big enough for, I'd say, like your pram, camp cot, etc. Handy to know, okay? I always tell parents, take the stuff with you when you go test drive a car, because you want to make sure that everything can fit. These gloves are starting to bug me. I just feel like I'm trying to be cool or something. Also, here's another quick piece of advice. If you see that someone is slow in front of you, in front of me, right? I've now indicated to go out. You indicate go, and then you go like a total. What is your problem? So pricing wise, okay, you're looking at like 920,000 for the GL petrol versions kicking off. Diesel kicks off at like 957,000 Rand. If you get like AMG line or any of the packages, it starts to rack up. So much so that you are going up to like 980, 990,000 Rand. It's almost like R1 million for what is essentially a hatchback now into an SUV. I'm not going to say it because I feel like I'm saying this every time. I'm saying what everybody's thinking is like, how are cars so expensive? But it just is what it is. We need to get over it. That's the bottom line. And when you look at rivals, then it all makes sense, even if we can't all afford that, all the rivals, to be fair. But I do think that if you are a Merc fan and you do sort of not want just like a hatchback or whatever, and you're into like the SUV life, this is getting you there.